Hi, my name is Anya and welcome to my channel. This video is going to be probably a decently long one because I have a lot of items to talk about. Can you shush? Turn the sound off on that. No more distractions. The title of this video pretty much tells the story of the video. I'm going to be talking about every single item of makeup I bought in 2018. And I know 2018 isn't over yet, there is still a few weeks left. I keep looking at the viewfinder and it keeps flipping the image. What? I've never seen it do that before. Does it not? Can it stop? The title of the video essentially explains it. I've been on a low buy for the majority of this year where I've had some decently strict rules. I've been allowed one purchase / shopping trip per month where I could buy items for up to 1,000 NOK. That is a pretty high budget, but I set it high on purpose because I know that I would not spend 1,000 NOK every single month. I would probably stay at around 300-400 or below. And with the exception of the 3 months that I didn't do a low buy on, which was July, November and December, I stayed very well within those rules. And even with those 3 months where I've been allowed to buy pretty much whatever and whenever, and I have bought a lot in those months, I have still not spent 12,000 NOK on makeup this year. And that is a lot of money to spend on makeup. I am very well aware, which is why I wanted to do this. I am pretty close though, so I have spent a lot of money on makeup this year. I know I have, and it's essentially the reason why I've decided to do a no buy for next year, where I'm only allowed to buy replacements of stuff that I use up. Because I have bought a lot and I have a lot already, and I would like to use some stuff up and not bring more into my life. And I think I'm going to be able to do that. This year was sort of a stepping stone towards a no buy. I wanted to start simple for myself because, in all honesty, I did not think I would be able to pull off a no buy last year around this time when I was setting up the rules and everything. And in honesty, I probably wouldn't have been able to, just knowing myself. I'm very proud of what I've done this year on the low buy. I am, looking at the box next to me, there is a lot of makeup in this, but I am pretty happy that I haven't bought more because there have been a lot on my wish list this year. I've pretty much kept a running wish list going and there's been a lot of items. Why are you flipped? What is this?
Can you flip back please? There you go.
I'm sorry if this intro part with the flipping, because it catches me off guard when I look in the viewfinder and I can see it flip even though I'm looking at the camera. It just catches me off guard because it's not happened before, so I hope the video is unusable. But I have spent a lot of money on makeup this year. I have bought a lot of items, but I'm still pretty proud of myself and happy with how I have done, because my ultimate goal was to not buy more items than I used up. I wanted that number to essentially be less, no matter how high the number got. It was always going to be less than the items of makeup I used up. And sitting and filming this, I'm filming this on the 18th, so on the Wednesday before this goes up. I think, let me actually double check this. I thought there was more items in here than what I have currently finished, but it's not. And partly it's because I haven't counted the advent calendar yet, because I haven't finished it. So I don't know what I'm keeping in that. I'm not keeping everything. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through this month by month, except for July, November and December. I'm going to do all those 3 months at the end. And I'm just going to take you through the items that I bought starting in January and why I bought them. I am only going to talk about makeup this year. I have bought quite a lot of skincare and body care and those kinds of items. I find the makeup part to be the most exciting, and I kind of want to do a similar-ish video this time next year, which would have been after my no buy, because I do expect to buy stuff in my no buy here because I'm allowed to buy replacements and stuff. I do expect to have to replace at least brow pencil, powder foundation, maybe even primer. a couple of times, but I don't think I'm going to be buying much else. So it's going to be interesting, because I think what I will do instead is going to be just the running list of my wish list, because I will not be able to buy anything on my wish list. I can wish for those items for my birthday and Christmas, which are like 2.5 weeks apart from each other at the end of the year, but I'm not allowed to buy anything, so I think that's what I'm going to do next year. But let's just jump into the video, and I'm going to start with January. And in January I bought one item. This is not actually the item, this is Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in the shade Fair. I bought this, and I bought it off the Tarte website, I think decently early in January, when this was on sale. And this rarely comes on sale when Tarte has a sale. This is often one of the items that is excluded from the sales. And this is my favourite concealer. And I bought this in January because at the time and a couple of months before, I'd been using this one a lot. And this is actually the same tube. And I was afraid of running out because it is my favourite. It is my go-to when I need something high coverage that is going to look nice. And it's just, the colour is a dead-on match for my skin. I haven't yet opened that tube. So was that a not wise decision? Yes. But I personally don't mind having backups, and I can see into this tube quite clearly, so I do think I'm going to run out of this in the beginning of next year. Whether it's going to be January, February, I don't know, but I am expecting this to go out in the beginning, at least third, if not quarter, so by March next year. I might be wrong here, who knows, but I've used this a lot this year. This has been my go-to concealer, even though I've been using a lot of my Project Pan items. When I need something that I can rely on 100%, this is what I've been using. I generally don't regret makeup purchases because I kind of see them as a lesson learned. And was that a lesson learned that this stuff lasts a lot longer than you think? Yes, it was. And is this a product I might repurchase in the future? Absolutely. Unless I find something that is equally as good for cheaper or / easier to get a hold of in a way, I might get that. But as it stands, this is my favourite concealer. I don't necessarily regret picking it up in January, but I mean, I could have saved the money. I spent 171 NOK on this. I could have saved that money. I could have also saved that slot and used it for another makeup item, but I don't regret it because I do know that it's going to come in handy pretty soon. In February I bought a Colourpop palette, and I sort of went with my sister. We built a palette ourselves. This is that. I got the large one, and the reason I did it with my sister was because I had 4 slots missing in here when I built the palette. There I had picked the shadows that I wanted, and there were 4 shadows that was empty. I had room for 4 more. So I asked her what she wanted, and she got to pick out 4. Those 4 are not in the palette. There are currently 4 other shadows in this palette holding place. So those 4, if I just cover those up, these are the ones I bought. They're not organised, and I kind of wish I did, but I didn't because that would have taken me much longer. But I picked up a lot of shades, and this Buy Your Own palette. Now I have eyeshadow all over my hands. This is going to be fun. A Buy Your Own palette is $54 US, or it was for this large one, and with the shades from my sister, the value of those taken out, this palette, for both the palette and the shadows, came to $37 US and 28 cents, and I just knocked myself in the face. I'll have the colour names of all of these in order from this shade down to this shade. I'm going to talk about these 4 later, but I am pretty pleased with this decision. I have had a couple before. I had a few shadows before this one, and that made me want to try more of them, and I really like the colours that I picked out. I ended up going for a decent amount of blues, so I have sort of this part here as well as some greens, and the majority of this palette is purples or sort of pinky mauvey colours. So I have those up here, those down here, that shade, as well as this one in the corner. And the reason was that I wanted essentially to dupe the It's My Pleasure palette, because that was on my wish list and in my cart. That palette, I wouldn't use all of the shades. I would use, I think, 6 or 7 out of 9 shades. So for me, it didn't make sense, because the 2 shades that I wouldn't use, I would never touch. I say that I probably have some shades similar to them in my collection, but I found that they had a decent amount of those shades in that palette as singles. So I have Earthshine, which is this one up top here. I have, I think this is Silver Lining, that is Pretty Cruel. And then I have these 2, which I'm going to talk about in a second. But this is another shadow in here, which is Sleeper, which is in the palette. It's the dark, rich berry colour. And I really wanted that. So I was originally going to have all of those shades except the glittery one in the corner. So those 3 were also going to be in this palette, but they were sold out when I made it. So I'm going to talk about them in a second, because I bought them, I think, in March. But I wanted some purpley colours because I love purple as a colour. It's my favourite colour. I love looking at it, but I don't have a lot of it and I don't wear it a lot. And one thing I really wanted was that It's My Pleasure palette, because it was very simple and it was very pretty and it was purple. The only thing missing for me was a matte purple, which is that colour right there. I'm just going to talk about them here. That's called Try Me, and it's essentially the colour I think of when I think of the colour purple. I love it. And so when they became available, I picked them up again in April, along with, I think that is Conjure Up, which is a nice green. And I don't regret that purchase. I really like that purple. I really like the ones, I haven't used all of these shades. I'm not very good at that. But I have absolutely fallen in love with Earthshine, that's Glass Full. Quantum Sleep, which is this really nice rich blue. I love it so much. I don't wear it enough, but I absolutely love it. So I am very, very happy with this purchase, and it made me fall in love with single shadows as well as the Colourpop formulation a lot more. And I love it so much. I'm really happy that I had it. In March, Colourpop released their Disney Villains collection. I think it was in March. That's at least when I picked up a few of the items. I picked up nearly the entire collection over the course of the year, but in March I picked up the lipstick in Ursula, which is a lovely deep purple colour. I picked up the highlighter from Cruella de Vil, the Cruella de Vil shade. I picked up 2 of the Jelly Matte shadows. I have Not Today, which is Dr. Facilier's shade, and I Own You, which I think is Hades, but I'm not sure. But one is a green and one is a really nice sort of peachy gold. And then I picked up the Misunderstood palette, and I love the Misunderstood palette a lot. I not only really like how the packaging is, but I really enjoy these colours. I'm not the biggest fan of that blue. I find the blue to be a little bit hard to work with, but I have been using those 2 a lot, as well as these 2 down here. I haven't dipped in all that much to this really nice row of deeper shades at the bottom here, but Sing, which is this one, which is a really nice reddish brown, is gorgeous. I love it so much. I also have the Disney Designer palette and the Midnight Masquerade one, which I will talk about in a bit. It's kind of a little bit of a collect them all kind of mentality with Colourpop and eyeshadow palettes, especially the Disney eyeshadow palettes, but I'm really pleased with this purchase because I do really love it. The highlighter was probably the one, along with the jelly shadows, I was the most worried about, because I don't love cream cheek products. I was a little bit worried about how I would feel about a cream cheek product, but it is gorgeous. It never picks up properly on camera, but it has a peachy, almost red shift to it. Let me just swatch it. And I really, really like this. I fell in love with this so much, and I really, really love this. More than I expected to. I think, along with some of the lipsticks, this is probably my favourite item that I picked up from the Disney Villains collection. It is absolutely stunning. And it made me want to pick up more, but I'm not going to because I have a lot of highlighters at the moment. And maybe at some point in the future I will, but I'm really happy with this one because the colour is just stunning. The jelly shadows I am not in love with. I picked up 2 shades that I thought I would use because I wanted to test the formulation. I love their Super Shock shadows, they're my favourite eyeshadow formulation, and I wanted to see how these were because these were kind of popular for a while because they are a jelly texture. But Not Today is a green, and then I Own You is this sort of peachy, I don't even know, peachy gold shifty one. They are very pretty, but I do not like the texture. I have come to the conclusion that I would not buy any more jelly shadows because I don't like them. I find them a little bit difficult to work with, and they also do dry out kind of quickly. One of mine, which is the I Own You shade, has actually started drying out a lot more than the other one, and I was a little bit surprised. But I am going to use them, but I would not repurchase any jelly shadows from Colourpop because they don't work for me and they're not my thing. The Luxe lipsticks from Colourpop are amazing and I really like them. And I have all of the shades. You're going to see the next ones coming. This is Ursula, which is a really pretty deep purple colour. Mine is sadly broken in the tube, so I'm not going to swatch it or tilt it because it will get messy. But it is a gorgeous colour and I'm willing to work with it, even being a little bit wobbly, because it is just stunning and the formulation is amazing. So I love the Colourpop Luxe lipsticks. They are one of my favourite lipstick formulations. For sure, I think they are great. Both the matte and the creams, I think, are the ones in the Disney collections, are really great and I really like them. And in March I spent $56 US on makeup. In April I remember making this purchase because I was at the cabin for a break. I don't know if it was Easter, I don't think it was Easter. But I was at the cabin and I picked up the Besame Mickey Mouse lipstick and mirror set. So it has 2 lipsticks and then a really lovely compact mirror. I am a big fan of Besame. I have only got 1 lipstick from them, but it is so gorgeous. It's a Snow White lipstick in the shade Snow White Red. It's one of the prettiest red colours. It is just amazing and I really enjoy the formula. I'm also, if you haven't noticed, I'm a Disney fan. I love Disney a lot, and this year I have gone, I don't know if overboard is the right word, but it definitely fits when it comes to makeup and Disney and collaborations with them together. I'm not sorry. This one, the shades are Mickey Mouse Red, and I really like the packaging of that because you have a Mickey Mouse on it. And it is, as you would expect, a red, and it is gorgeous. And then you have Ink and Paint, which is, it looks very dark, but it is a sheer colour, so it ends up looking like a sheer purpley pink on me. I really like it. It's not my favourite way to wear a purple. I prefer a bit more of a bold purple, but the formulation of this is super comfortable, really lovely to wear, and I am really happy that I have this. And I definitely see myself using them a lot, and I'm going to display this box. I keep them in the box because I think the box is pretty. But that's going on my shelf. And that set cost $50, which is a lot of money for 2 lipsticks and a mirror. But in May I made 2 replacement purchases. I had decluttered my lash glue. So I had bought a duo lash glue, this is the brush on one, as well as a lash glue remover. This is from Ardell. Haven't used the lash glue remover, but I do like this duo brush on one. So I bought those and they cost me $69.30 for the duo glue and $41.30 and okay for the Ardell one. And I made a Colourpop purchase because of course I did. I picked up the rest of the Villains lipsticks because I had to have them. I picked up the shade Cruella, which is probably risen to be one of my favourite, if not the favourite, Colourpop Disney Villains lipstick. Might even be my favourite Colourpop Disney collab lipstick altogether. And it's a really nice, lovely, vibrant orange. And it's just so pretty and gorgeous on the lips. And I do love a good orange, and this is probably the best one I've tried. So I absolutely love this colour. I also picked up the other 4 shades. I picked up Hades, which is a very peachy nude. And I'm not big on peachy nudes, but I can get this colour to work for me. And as I said, the formulation is just absolutely gorgeous. I picked up Evil Queen, which is a red, and my Evil Queen has the same tendencies as the Ursula lipstick, which is that it is a little bit loose in the tube, but it's a gorgeous blue toned red, and I really like it. And I think it might be the matte formulation, because both the Evil Queen one and the Ursula lipstick are the matte finish in the luxe ones. I do still love them though, and they do work absolutely fine when they're on the lips. I also picked up Maleficent, which is a bright, gorgeous pink. This is my kind of pink, because I'm not a big pink lip colour person, but this type of very, very vibrant, almost with a hint of purple in it, is just up my street completely, and I really love it. And then I have Dr. Facilier, which is a really lovely brown, and I really do like this shade a lot. And yeah, I knew I was going to buy them when they came out. I am pretty proud of myself for not buying everything at once and sticking to the rules of my low buy. And I really like them, and the lipsticks are $8 a piece. And this is also where I picked up those 3 Colourpop shadows. Try Me, which was the purpley purple, Sleeper, which was the berry colour, and then Conjure Up, which was the green. And I really like them. In June I made another replacement purchase. I picked up my favourite brow pencil. This is the NYX Micro Brow Pencil in Auburn. It is what is in my eyebrows, and I like this. I recently picked up another one. I think I picked up like 3 of these this year, maybe 4. You'll probably meet this again, but it is my favourite and I absolutely love it, and I will continue to repurchase it. And I picked up 4 items this month, or in the month of June. I picked up 4 lip products, but all 4 are from NYX. I picked up the Liquid Suede in Soft Spoken, and the Soft Matte Lip Creams in Cape Town, which is brown, San Diego, which is a slightly peachy pinky nude, and San Francisco, which is a little bit deeper than San Diego. I really, really love Cape Town and the Soft Spoken shade in the Liquid Suede. The Soft Matte Lip Creams are my favourite liquid lipstick formulation, so I have nearly every single colour, which isn't that great because I don't love every single colour. And these 2 are a little bit more peachy than I expected, but they are absolutely gorgeous on. If I become more and more slow throughout the video, I've taken my meds for the evening. One of them is a sleeping pill. So I will get progressively more drowsy, but I'm going to try and film before I fall asleep. I'm not going to fall asleep here, but I will get more and more drowsy. For August, I bought another NYX Micro Brow Pencil. I guess I liked having 2, or I used a lot of it in July. And I picked up 3 other items. I picked up a NYX Shine Killer Primer, for the sole purpose of mixing this into dried up Super Shock shadows from Colourpop, because it is a way to make them smooth again, and it works amazingly well. I don't use this on my face though, because I hate silicone primers, but it works amazingly for mixing, and that's why I bought it, and that's why I will probably rebuy it for as long as I have the Super Shock shadows. My other purchase was from Dose of Colours. It's actually my first Dose of Colours purchase, and it was the Mickey and the Minnie eyeshadow and face palette. I have had my eye on these for a while before I ended up buying them, and I actually bought them when they had a buy one get one, and it included these. So I was just like, I have an open slot, I haven't spent any money on makeup yet this month, why not buy them? And I did. So the Mickey the Mickey palette has 6 eyeshadows in it and a highlighter. That does not work. I'm going to do that, it's going to be easier. And I really like how those look. I haven't used this yet, but I have swatched it and fallen absolutely in love with it. But I do plan on probably making a video using these sometime in the future. The mini palette has a blush and 6 eyeshadows. I don't love the colour story as much in the mini palette as I does in the Mickey, but I do really like that top row as well as that peachy orange and the blush a lot, so I don't regret picking it up. These ended up being $39. I paid $39 for one as well as shipping, I think, and I had to pay import tax on this, but it was still cheaper than if I would have had to purchase both of these for full price. I don't regret buying them. And you're going to notice this, I am very slow when it comes to using makeup, and this year especially I haven't used all of the makeup that I've bought. I haven't. And I've been focusing so much on the project pan and trying to finish items that I have neglected the rest of my makeup collection, and it is not great. And especially it's not great when you keep buying more stuff into that collection. It's not a good idea. But I don't mind not using them for a few weeks or months. It's sort of how I live my life a lot of the time. I am chronically ill, if you don't know, so my life kind of works a bit in slow motion, I suppose. So things take time, and makeup isn't something I do every single day, but I am looking forward to playing with these ones because they look stunning. In September I actually didn't buy any makeup, but I bought 2 items in October. Again from Colourpop. It's the Disney Midnight Masquerade eyeshadow palette and the Pressed Powdered Cheek in Court of Miracles, which was a blush. I fell in love with the packaging of the Midnight Masquerade. This is the outside of the blush, and the blush is very much my kind of colour. It's a sort of peachy pink with a bit of shimmer to it. I haven't used this yet, again, but yes, I have actually used it. I have used it, and it is gorgeous. It is absolutely what I expected it to be, and it looks just so stunning on the cheeks, so I'm very happy with that. And the Midnight Masquerade palette I really do enjoy. I have the same issue as I did with the villains, where the blue in here isn't great, but the other colours are great. I don't like Floating Lanterns and Royal Ball, which are the 2 glitter shades in here, because I'm not going to use them. But the other shades in here are gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And those were the low buy months. There wasn't too much in there, but there is going to be a lot coming now. I'm going to start with July. In July I bought a lot of makeup. I just did. And it sort of was a combination of giving myself a summer break because I had been doing really well, and also a lot of the items that I wanted were being released at that time, and I wanted them all. I didn't buy all of them. I bought a lot of them, but I didn't buy all. But let's just go through them. I'm going to do this in the order that I purchased them in, and it started with the gorgeous Linda Hallberg Spectral palette, which is absolutely stunning, and I've used this a couple of times. I made one of my favourite looks that I made was with these 2 and that, and it is just so gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous, and I am so happy that I picked it up. Linda Hallberg's palette, I have this one of the Metallic Mysteries, and one of the ones she released this week or last week, and I'm just constantly impressed. The formulation it's just amazing. They're so easy to work with, and they are absolutely gorgeous, so I really enjoy that palette. Then I, not surprisingly, made another Colourpop order. So I picked up this empty palette earlier in the month. It has some shadows in it, I'm going to show you in a second. And I picked up the Honey palette when it released because yellow is probably one of my favourite eyeshadow colours to wear. And I knew I had to have it, and I absolutely love it. Again, why is that glitter in there? It has no place to be in an eyeshadow palette if I can't use it on my eyes. But the other shades are just absolutely gorgeous. So I absolutely love this. Absolutely love it. It is probably one of my favourite things that I purchased this entire year. It is just absolutely great. I picked up a brow pencil. It's the Brow Boss in Auburn. I am going to do a video or Instagram post, might be both, talking about different Auburn coloured brow pencils. So I have this one, I have the NYX one, I have an Anastasia one and a BH Cosmetics one, just to see which one I like the best. And I know which one I like the best, it's the NYX one. I've repurchased that so many times. But I want to see what is different between them. I also ended up picking up the volumizing mascara in Brownie Points, which is a brown mascara. I haven't opened this yet because I do want to hold off until I've used up some of the ones I currently have. But I don't really have high hopes for this. I generally struggle a lot with mascaras. I have like 3 that work for me and hold a curl. If this holds a curl, I'm going to be over the moon, and this might be one of those items that I will repurchase in the future because it's going to be worth it. I picked up the mint chip kit that was the collaboration between Halo, Top and Colourpop, which is an ice cream company, and I love mint chip ice cream. I'm not a big fan of this type of green eyeshadow. Well, that's the wrong wording. I don't use it a lot. I do quite like how it looks. I just don't use it enough, and that is a very pretty glittery white. This white one is Tassel and Semi-Sweet is the green one. They are wonderful and easy to wear and gorgeous on the eyes, so I do like them a lot. I then picked up a few lip products. I picked up the Charlotte Tilbury lipstick. This is the JK Magic one from the Hot Lips 2 collection, and it is a really lovely nude. This is the type of nude that I absolutely love. It is kind of similar to the one I'm wearing right now, which is a Lisa Eldridge lipstick that I will talk about soon. But it is gorgeous, the formulation is amazing, and it actually turns out to be a dupe, almost dead on, for Colourpop lippy sticks in Aquarius. So if you want to try the colour but don't want to spend the money, check that one out. And Lisa Eldridge released her red line in July. I bought all 3. I have Velvet Jazz, Velvet Morning and Velvet Ribbon. Velvet Ribbon is a gorgeous blue toned red, and the formulations of these are absolutely stunning. Velvet Morning is like an orange. It reads orange on me rather than red, but with a red undertone. And Velvet Jazz is a gorgeous deeper red, and the formulation is absolutely stunning. The colours are gorgeous. So happy I picked them up. So if it looks like I'm tilted a little bit, I had to stretch my legs because they were hurting. Then towards the end of July, I placed my first Sydney Grace order, and I really like them. They are the 6 small pans here. So I bought this one, that one and that one myself, along with that glittery shade which is in here and didn't fit in the other palette. And when I purchased, I actually forgot to bring one of the items over. I'm not going to get up and get it. I got a gift with purchase, a bag containing $20 worth of items, and I ended up getting that purple and that teal green colour, as well as a highlighter and a blush, and the blush is just to die for. I love it a lot. But it was kind of funny because that purple was in the cart for a while. It was one of the shades I was considering picking up. I didn't. I ended up with a selection of warm tones, which is very me, and they are just absolutely gorgeous. They are so lovely, so nice and pigmented, and the colour that I really wanted, which is that one, which is blush, is a more shimmery version of MAC's All That Glitters, but it's just, they are just gorgeous. They are probably going to be a brand that's going to tempt me a bit next year, but I'm going to be good and I'm not going to buy anything in 2020, but I might look into in 2021 because they perform absolutely phenomenally. They are, I dare say some of them are actually better than the Colourpop ones, which are some of my favourite formulations. They are just great. And then we have November, where I lost my head just a tiny bit, and weirdly almost none of it is actually in relations to Black Friday. I made one purchase on Black Friday and it was from Colourpop, obviously. But I picked up another one of Lisa Eldridge's lipsticks. This is in Velvet Fawn, which is the one I'm wearing, and it's just such a gorgeous nude. I absolutely love it, and the formulation is so great. It just constantly impresses me. So I really like that colour. And then a palette that I was a little bit unsure about, I kept going a bit back and forth, was the ABH Jackie Aina palette. I opted for buying it, obviously, because the colours are really great. The purples spoke to me, but so did that red, as well as that one, and Sponsored, which is this one. Looks so cool. I haven't touched this. I haven't. But I can't wait. I'm going to do a holiday look with this one, probably post it on my Instagram. I might bring this one with me because I go away for Christmas this year. Because this has a red, it has a purple, it has my neutrals. It is just gorgeous. And apart from the Norvina palette, all my other Anastasia palettes have just impressed me so much, and the formulation is absolutely amazing. I then picked up a highlighter from the Midnight Masquerade collection. This is in Horse and Carriage, which is, I think, Cinderella's shade. It does look like her on the front, but it is just a really lovely champagne colour. I haven't used this yet because it hasn't been here for very long, but I am excited to try this. And this was another one where I wanted every single shade pretty much, partly because of that packaging, because it is just so stunning. I've opted for those two, so this highlighter and that blush. I might end up picking some up in 2021 after my no-buy, if they still have them, if I still feel the need for one, but I really do enjoy Colourpop formulations for pretty much everything. I also ended up picking up one of this for the first time around. It's a Luxe liquid lipstick in Beast, which is Belle's shade. It's a really nice brown. Haven't opened it, haven't tried it, and I'm getting kind of drowsy, you can probably tell. So I'm just going to try and speed through if I can. I think it was about 2-3 weeks before my birthday, I got an email from Tarte Cosmetics that it was my birthday coming up and they gave me a discount code. So I picked up two of my favourite mascara and one of the only ones that hold a curl. It's the Lights Camera Splashes. This is the tube I'm currently working at because my other two are at the bottom of a backup drawer. And I like this mascara a lot. It is one of my favourites. It is absolutely amazing, and I picked up two because I think I got 20% off or something, so it ended up being, you know, below the limit for tax, and I got a birthday gift. So I ended up getting a mini Lights Camera Lashes mascara as well as a mini Amazonian Clay blush. This is in the shade Quirky, which looks to be my kind of colour. I gave the mini mascara away because I have tried that before and I don't like that as much as I do this one, so I just kept the mini blush because it was adorable and also my kind of colour. I also made a Sephora purchase in November. I didn't have a lot of items, a lot of Christmas releases I should say, on my wish list this year from a lot of brands because a lot of them bore me straight out. They are very similar to all the other stuff that I already have, and I know I buy a lot of stuff that look very similar. But it doesn't interest me. But I did pick up 3 of the Hourglass Scattered Lights. This came in a trio with the shade Foil, which is a gold, Molten, which is a almost plummy looking colour, and Ray, which is I would call that almost a bronzy tone. And I haven't used these yet, I have swatched them and they are gorgeous. But this was very pricey, these were very expensive for these little pots, but I can't wait to try them out because they look absolutely gorgeous and so nice. The only other thing really that interested me was another Stunner lip paint. This is the Mini and Underdog. I love the Stunner lip paint from Fenty, so I knew I wanted this colour because it is gorgeous. Again, haven't opened it though, so I don't know yet if I'm going to love it, but I think I will because the colour looks stunning. And I really do like the formulation. I placed 2 orders that are going to come sort of in a mismatched order here, but I bought the Elsa and Anna eyeshadow palettes and lipsticks. So I had, I picked 2 more of the Luxe liquid lipsticks. I have Wonder Boy and Prince Charming. They went in each package because I knew I was going to get all of them anyway, and there was still room to spare. I don't have any of those palettes or lipsticks here to show you because they are either on their way or wrapped up to be Christmas gifts for myself from Mum. and I'm excited to open them because they look so good. For Black Friday I picked up the remainder of the Luxe liquid lipsticks. So I have Phoebus, Prince Naveen, Prince Edward, Flynn and Prince Philip. Can't wait to try them. I haven't opened any of them yet, but I knew I wanted them, so I bought them. I also picked up 3 JD Glow eyeshadows. They are these 3 over here. So I have Unexpected, Good God and Bestie. And Unexpected and Good God are almost 100% because of Hannah Louise Poston. She was the one who made me aware of JD Glow, and her swatching them and using them just made me want them so much because they are so beautiful. So I ended up picking up those 3 and they came in the mail yesterday, so I was really happy. I haven't played with them yet, but they swatch absolutely beautifully, so I can't wait. I also bought 3 Clionadh Cosmetics stained glass shadows. So I bought the Jewel Multichrome in Sandblast and 2 of the Glitter Multichromes, one in Blaze and one in Torch. They are on the way in the mail, so I'm not sure when I'm going to get them, but hopefully soon, because I can't wait to play with them. I also ended up picking up the Colourpop Sophia Nygaard lipsticks when they were restocked. So I bought all 6 shades: Bikini Bottom, Mrs. Norris, Fred, Bury Me in Lipstick I think is one, Brucey and Screamer. Can't wait for them to get there because the colours, a lot of them look up my alley. I also really do enjoy Sophia's videos, so it was pretty much a no-brainer for me. I also picked up my advent calendar in November. This is the number 7 one, and it has, if I counted correctly, 9 makeup items. I'm not going to keep all 9 of them, some because I know I'm not going to use them, some because I already own them. So I'm going to give some stuff to either my mum or my sister, or just stuff them into Christmas gifts. But there are a few makeup items in there. And then the only item I'm going to talk about that isn't strictly makeup, I picked up an Adapt palette. This was technically in December though, I have it listed in the wrong place here. But I picked up the Adapt palette. I have the double-sided one with the divider in the centre. Mine is currently filled with Colourpop shadows and the depotted singles from palettes because I spent all day yesterday depotting palettes, and I absolutely love this. This was exactly what I hoped and wanted. I bought this along with some magnetic stickers for some of the money that I got on my birthday, which was a few weeks ago, and I am so happy. I'm so happy. And in December I have also picked up this, which when she sneak peeked this, I knew I was going to have this. I knew I was going to buy it. I do not regret it for a second. This is the Linda Hallberg Enchanted Mysteries palette. This came in the mail today, and it is so stunning to look at. So stunning. Absolutely gorgeous. I haven't swatched these yet, so I think I'm going to actually do that on camera, and we're going to see how I feel about them live. I mean, my swatches are shit because my hands are super dry, so nothing really wants to stick to them. But if you want to watch better swatches, check out pretty much anywhere that isn't my channel. But that green, that just makes me so happy. When I saw the green shade, just look at the shift in that, I knew I was going to have this. Same with that shade, which is a really lovely coppery orange. And I mean, the rest of them are also really, really beautiful. I can't wait to put that all over my eyes because it is just so stunning. So that was all of the makeup that I bought on my low buy. I have picked up 78 items, not counting the one in the advent calendar. So I think we're going to end up at around 84, 85. At the date of filming, I've currently used up 82 items, but I have at least 5, if not 10, that are going to leave my collection at the end of the year because they're getting old. And I have used up makeup worth over 10,000 NOK. I've used up 10,706 NOK worth of money so far this year. That also counts for anything that was decluttered because it's left my collection. and I've used up 82 items, 5 of which have been samples, but I'm pretty happy with that. I say used up, 82 have left my collection, and I've purchased money for an estimated value of 9,669 NOK, and it's currently standing at 78 items. I haven't counted the advent calendar in either the number of items or the value because I don't know yet the number of items I'm going to keep. I'm not going to keep all of them because I have some of them, as I said. I also am not going to use all of them, but I also don't know the value of the items that I'll make up. I'm very, very happy with this. I have bought a lot of makeup, I'm not going to deny that, but I like them. I like the items that I bought. I'm not an impulse buyer when it comes to makeup. Nothing here was impulsively bought. They all took some weeks, some months to think about whether or not I wanted them enough to buy them. And the conclusion was that yes, I did want them enough to buy them, and I am happy that I did. But tell me some of the stuff you bought this year, and what was your favourite item. Tell me some stuff you didn't buy if you were on a no buy, what has been on your wish list. And thank you so much for watching this video, and I'm going to see you again soon. Bye!